Ever seen that check engine light pop on and just your heart sinks a little? Today, we're going to tackle a really intimidating one, P0607. It sounds super technical, but don't worry. We're going to break down exactly what your car is trying to tell you step by step. So you're just driving along, minding your own business, and boom, there it is, that glowing, dreaded check engine light. You plug in a scanner, and it spits out the code P0607. So what is this string of letters and numbers really trying to tell you about your car's health? And, let's be honest, your wallet. Let's dive in. Okay, so at its heart, a P0607 code is basically a glitch in your car's main computer. Think of it like the car's brain. This isn't just one little sensor acting up. This is the command center itself, waving a red flag and saying something's wrong. The official fancy term is control module performance. What that really means is that your car's main computer, the PCM, ran a self-test, and it failed. It's literally the computer telling you, hey, there's something wrong with me. All right, so if the car's brain is having a moment, what does it actually look like from behind the wheel? Let's talk about the symptoms you're likely to notice. Well, the most obvious one, of course, is that check engine light. But it goes way beyond that. You might feel the engine running really rough. Maybe it's hesitating when you accelerate or even stalling out. In a worst-case scenario, the car might not even start. You could also get thrown into limp mode, where the car suddenly has no power. That's the computer trying to protect itself. It's a huge sign that the main brain is struggling. Okay, so we know what it is and what it feels like, but what's actually causing this brain glitch? Now, here's the good news. It's not always the most expensive part on the car. Let's walk through the list of suspects, starting with the simplest stuff first. First on the list, and honestly, this is a huge one, power supply problems. Your car's computer needs clean, stable electricity to think straight. A weak battery, a loose cable, even some corrosion on the terminals, all of that can starve the computer of the power it needs, causing it to throw all sorts of errors. It's kind of like trying to work on your laptop with a frayed power cord. It's just going to glitch out. And right along those same lines, you've got the charging system. See, if your alternator isn't doing its job and recharging the battery, the voltage across the whole system is going to be all over the place. That kind of instability can be just as damaging as low voltage, and it really messes with the sensitive electronics inside that control module. Now here's a sneaky one that gets overlooked all the time, a bad ground connection. Every single electrical part in your car, especially the computer, needs a solid, clear path back to the battery's negative terminal. If you've got a corroded or loose ground strap, it's like putting a roadblock in that path. It can cause all kinds of weird electrical gremlins, and yep, it can definitely trigger a P0607. Next up, we gotta look at the physical connections themselves. Take a good look at the wiring harness going into the module. Are there any frayed wires? Is there corrosion on the pins? Any sign that water might have gotten in there? A short circuit or a broken wire is a super common reason for this code to pop up. And finally, we get to the one we all hope it isn't. The module itself has actually failed. This is the last resort. After you've checked everything else and it all looks good, it might just be that the computer's internal hardware or software has given up the ghost. So with all these possibilities, where in the world do you even begin? The trick is to be methodical. You want to follow a logical, step-by-step process that starts with the easy, cheap stuff and works its way up to the big, expensive problem. And this really gets to the heart of it. You always start with the simplest fix. It's shocking how many times a weak battery can make a car act like its entire computer system is fried. So, here's your game plan, your diagnostic checklist. Number 1, check the battery. Is it holding a good charge, somewhere around 12.6 volts when the car's off? Are the terminals clean and clamped on tight? Good. Next, inspect your ground connections. Look at the main straps from the engine to the chassis. Then, test the alternator. After you've cleared all the power and ground basics, then you can start looking closely at the wiring. If all of that passes, that's when you might need to call in a pro, because the module itself is looking like the prime suspect. And when you're checking that alternator, here's the magic number you're looking for. With the engine running, you want to see a voltage reading between 13.5 and 14.5 volts. If it's way below that or spiking way above it, you've probably just found your culprit. Okay, so let's say you've gone through the whole list, you've ruled everything else out. It looks like you're facing a module replacement. Now, this is not a simple DIY job where you just swap a part. The new brain has to be programmed by a professional specifically to your car's VIN number so it can talk to all the other systems correctly.
Whew, we've covered a ton of information. So what's the one big thing you really need to remember from all of this? Let's boil it down.
This right here sums it all up perfectly. That P0607 code basically puts you at a fork in the road. On one path, you have the hopeful diagnosis. It's just a simple electrical problem, a bad battery, a loose ground. The fix is cheap, and you might even be able to do it yourself. But on the other path is this serious diagnosis. The computer itself is toast, and that means a pricey, professional repair. The whole point of a good diagnosis is to make absolutely sure you've rolled out that easy path before you even think about heading down the expensive one. And that really leaves us with this one final, all-important question. Yes, the code P0607 points a finger directly at the car's brain, but so often the real problem is with the simple systems that keep that brain alive. So before you agree to a brain transplant for your car, are you absolutely positive you've checked the basics first?